Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. The moment happened so naturally, so simply, yet the enthusiasm it emanated was profound. When the camera captured Jimin's unwavering gaze on Jungkook, many fans immediately sensed something different. It wasn't just the gaze of a coworker, nor was it just an expression of admiration between group members. There was warmth, there was protectiveness, and there was genuine concern. This is why many fans call this moment fatherly instinct, a protective instinct that arises reflexively, lovingly, and unfeignedly. Jimin is known for being empathetic. He is always sensitive to the feelings of those around him, especially Jungkook. Since their debut, their relationship has been very close. Jimin often notices small details about Jungkook, from facial expressions, mood swings, to body language that others might not notice. In this moment, Jimin's gaze feels like a mixture of admiration, pride, and a desire to ensure that Jungkook is okay. It was as if, in a world full of the spotlight, Jimin's focus was solely on one person. Fans who watched the clip repeatedly remarked that it was no ordinary gaze. There was a tenderness that was difficult to describe in words. Jimin's eyes seemed to speak, silently conveying the message that Jungkook was someone very precious to him. That's why the term fatherly instinct emerged. Not because their relationship was like a literal father and son, but because there was a protective instinct similar to the affection of a figure who wants to protect and ensure the person they love is safe and happy. Jungkook himself seemed very comfortable around Jimin. His body language conveyed complete trust. He didn't appear awkward or wary, but rather calm, as if knowing that someone was always watching him with rapt attention. A relationship like this cannot be faked. It's born of a long time, of being together through thick and thin, of hard training, long journeys, the pressures of the industry, and the fragile moments that only those who were there truly understand. When Jimin couldn't take his eyes off Jungkook, it seemed to symbolize their journey. Since Jungkook was very young, Jimin has always been close to him, offering support, encouragement, and genuine affection. Many fans have noted how Jimin has often been Jungkook's rock, both emotionally and mentally. In this moment, all those memories seem to be reflected in one meaningful look. The fan reaction was overwhelming. Social media was immediately filled with heartfelt comments. Many said they felt a sense of warmth just by watching the short clip. Some wrote that Jimin's gaze reminded them of the way someone looks at a loved one, filled with pride and a desire to protect them. Others said that this moment reassured them that genuine love and care still exist in a fast-paced and drama-filled world. The term fatherly instinct here is particularly interesting, as it's not about hierarchy or roles, but rather a sense of emotional responsibility. It's like a figure wanting to ensure that his loved ones are never alone, never hurt, and always have a safe place. Jimin demonstrates this not with big words, but with a simple, honest look. In the world of K-pop, which is full of concepts and scripts, moments like this feel incredibly real. It didn't seem planned, nor was it made for the camera. In fact, because of its spontaneity, the emotions that emerged felt much stronger. Fans could sense the sincerity within. It was as if the camera had just happened to capture something that should have been private. A small moment that usually only happens between two people with a very strong bond. Jungkook, with all his charm and power as the youngest, often appears so mature and independent. But in Jimin's eyes, he's still someone who needs to be cared for, and loved. That look showed that beneath his superstar image, Jungkook is still a human being who needs emotional support. And Jimin, in his own way, is always ready to provide it. This moment also made many fans reflect on the meaning of love in its various forms. It doesn't always have to be romantic. It doesn't always have to be expressed with sweet words or grand gestures. Sometimes, love comes in small acts of attention, in a gaze that refuses to look away, in the simple desire to ensure another person feels safe. That's what makes this moment so precious. When fans call it fatherly instinct, they were actually expressing admiration for Jimin's emotional depth, This protective instinct isn't something that can be learned instantly. It grows from genuine caring, empathy, and a strong emotional bond. Jimin demonstrates that love isn't just about acceptance, but also about providing a sense of security.
저희가 그거
몇 분 남았어요? 몇 분? 1분. 1분이요?
자, 지금부터 조용히 하세요.
카운트다운 같이 할 거예요?
In the clip, time seems to slow down. Jimin's gaze, focused on Jungkook, becomes the center of attention. Many have remarked that Jimin's eyes are full of stories. There's pride, there's gratitude, there's also serenity. It's as if he's silently saying, "I'm here, I see you, and I care." For Jungkook's fans, this moment is further proof of the depth of their connection. It's not just theory or imagination, but something that can be felt through small interactions like this. The look is too sincere to ignore, too warm to be mistaken for coincidence. This moment also reminds us that behind the grand stage and the spotlights, idols are still human beings with real feelings. They have connections, bonds, and emotions that can't always be explained in words. Sometimes, a single look is more honest than 1,000 words. Jimin's inability to take his eyes off Jungkook wasn't an exaggeration. It was a reflection of feelings that had been building for years. From grueling days of practice, from laughter and tears, from success and failure, all of it formed a strong bond. And in one brief moment, it was all palpable. Many fans said they felt protected just by watching Jimin care for Jungkook. It was as if Jungkook had someone who cared so much, everything would be okay. There was a contagious sense of comfort, a warmth that reached the viewer's heart. This moment wasn't just about Jimin and Jungkook. It was also about how love and care can be powerful, about how one person can be a source of comfort to another, about how someone's presence, even without words, can make the world feel safer. Jimin's gaze became a symbol of genuine affection, of a natural protective instinct. That's why fans were so moved. They weren't just watching the interaction between two idols, but also a glimpse of a human connection filled with empathy and care. In a world often filled with noise, this moment came like a soft whisper. He wasn't screaming, he wasn't seeking attention, but that's precisely why he was so powerful. That gaze served as a reminder that true love often comes in the simplest forms. And perhaps that's what made this moment so special, because it wasn't fake. It was real, genuine, and full of emotion. Jimin's inability to take his eyes off Jungkook wasn't just a viral clip, but a small snapshot of a relationship built on trust, affection, and deep care. And that's why small moments like this felt so big to fans. Not because of the drama, not because of the sensation, but because of its sincerity. Jimin's gaze on Jungkook reminds us that love and care don't always have to be expressed. Sometimes it's simply seen in the way someone looks at the person most precious to them. Do you think this is truly fatherly instinct? Or is it a deeper form of affection? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I'm genuinely interested in hearing your perspectives. Don't forget to like this video if you were touched by this moment between Jimin and Jungkook. Share it with your fellow Jikookers so they can feel the same warmth. And of course, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any sweet moments, interesting theories, and emotional stories about Jimin and Jungkook going forward. Thank you for watching until the end. Remember, in every small glance, there can be immense love hidden. See you in the next video.